sagittal crest, a ridge of bone that runs down the middle of the cranium from front to back in like a short mohawk. This serves as attachment for large temporal muscles indicating strong chewing. The muscles connect to the sagittal crest at the top of the skull, come down through the zygomatic arch, and connect to the mandible, the jaw. When you have a sagittal crest, it indicates the type of diet. Leaves, branches, roots, nuts, things that are hard to chew. And again, this indicates that some primates were eating certain foods in the environment and others were eating other foods. So they had different niches in the same environment. Also, the sagittal crest will be used when we come to hominids to determine what kind of diet they had, or at least speculate about it. Okay, behavior patterns in living primates. Mother-infant bonding. Establish parameters for offspring's later social relationships. Remember, every member of a society is spending a considerable time with its mother, bonding, relating, being dependent. Primates have a long mother-infant bonding period. Primates depend on the group for nutrition, movement, thermoregulation, and protection. Not necessarily coded in a gene. Males also demonstrate infant bonding, especially in some species. In fact, in apes, there's a film out by Disney called Chimpanzee. And in that film, the troop, this is from the Thai forest, and the troop that were being watched by researchers was defending a fruit orchard in the rainforest. They were attacked by another group, and the mother of this young chimp was killed. The chimp wandered off on its own for a few days and was going to die. The alpha male of his group found him, adopted him, you could say adoption, but raised him as his own, as a female would raise the offspring. This is unheard of. It's never been observed before, and it's very interesting. Caretaking. Because of pattern behavior, a strategy that contributes greatly to the success of primates. Grouping patterns. These are evolutionary strategies. There are different population types like multi-female, multi-male. Chimps have that, humans have that. There is multi-female, one male. One female, one male, like in gibbons. And multi-male, one female, like in some smaller monkey species. Affiliation and grooming. Because primates live in complex societies where the individuals frequently interact with one another, social tolerance is extremely important. Again, reconciliation. Also, grooming creates bonds. Grooming is not just getting bugs off your partner or your friend. It is currying favor. It is showing them that you care about them, that you are connected with them. And as I mentioned in class, we do this all the time. Primates don't have language, but we do. So we say, hey, how are you doing today? Or, gee, that is a nice looking outfit. We are actually grooming someone else. Grooming them, letting them know how we feel, opening up compassion, connection to them. Behavioral living patterns in living primates, hierarchies and dominance. Dominance hierarchies are formed to create order. The greater the hierarchy, the greater the violence. Usually, alpha males that have a very violent behavior in a population won't last that long. As you bring a hierarchy down and lose dominance, you have, or minimize dominance, you have much less aggression in primate societies. And that, in fact, is what we need to do in our society. Break down the dominance hierarchy, especially with the great disparity we have today, where you have Some humans with tens of billions of dollars, while some are homeless and in the street. We're taught to blame those people who are homeless and overlook the hierarchy that actually has unemployment by design to keep wages low. So now you have a bunch of people that are employed but can't support themselves. Why? To keep profits high. So the economy itself is designed to create disparity, to disenfranchise some while enriching others. This is a dominance hierarchy that is unsustainable and is the source of our aggression and violence around the world and in our own country. Cooperation and conflict. Cooperation and conflict. The environment will determine whether there's going to be cooperation or conflict. They are both part of our repertoire or part of primate repertoire. As Fuentes pointed out in the video we saw a couple weeks ago, cooperation is key and is what primates, including us, do most of the time. Conflict comes with anxiety, with stress, with a threat. Affiliation and grooming. Because primates live in complex societies where individuals frequently interact with one another, social tolerance is extremely important. Grooming creates bonds, affiliative relationships or friendships, and relieves tension. Hierarchies and dominance. The ability for some members to gain better or more food, better sleeping areas, etc. The measured access to desired the desired access to desirable resources by different individuals and how they relate to one another. This creates a social order. Dispersal and life history patterns. Let me go back to hierarchies. While an alpha male may have best access to resources, females, and sleeping areas, no one else in that group goes without food or a sleeping area or access to females. Dispersal and life history patterns. Understanding dispersal patterns is key to answering questions from an evolutionary perspective, types of life experiences, and group living. Philopatric, speaking of dispersal and life history patterns, members of a group that stay in their natal group, that stay in their home family. Males or females, or both. Those not philopatric will leave when they become of age and go to a different group. Those that are philopatric will be staying in their family group. Cooperation and conflict. Alliances and coalitions are core to primate social groups. Aggression does occur, often over time, and energy engaged on serious aggression is low. So the aggression is not something that happens all the time, but it can get pretty brutal. Because affiliations are so important, primates practice forms of reconciliatory behavior.